Hello, welcome to the Math Companion. We are going to solve the last part of this question. Now, before we solve this question, there are some formulas we need to remind ourselves. If you have the cosine of 90 minus theta, this is simply equal to sine theta. And if you have tan 180 plus theta, this is simply equals to tan theta, because 180 plus theta, it is theta degrees into the third quadrant. And then if you have sine 360 degrees minus theta, this is simply equals to sine minus theta. So which means it is negative theta degrees in the fourth quadrant, which can further be written as negative sine theta. This is very, very important, and we need these concepts for us to solve the last part of the question. Now, we are going to rewrite the above equation using these new realities. Now, instead of cosine 90 degrees minus 2 theta, I'm simply going to write it as sine 2 theta. So it's going to be sine 2 theta. Sine 2x not theta, sorry. Now instead of tan 180 degrees plus x, it's going to be multiplied by tan x. And then we have plus. Instead of sine squared 360 degrees minus x, so I'm going to write it, I'm going to write this one as sine, negative sine x multiplied by negative sine x, All right, so finally, this one can be simplified as sine 2x tan x plus negative sine x times negative sine x is going to be equal to sine squared x. Again, there are some formulas we need to remind ourselves before we proceed further. Sine 2 theta, sine 2x, or rather, we know sine 2 theta can be written as 2 cos theta sine theta. And then tan theta is simply equal to sine theta over cosine theta. Very, very important for us. Now, we're going to rewrite this again. Now, instead of sine 2x, I'm going to write it as 2. I'm going to write this one as 2 cos x sine x. Now, multiply by sine x, so multiply by sine x over cosine x, then plus sine squared x. So cosine x and the cosine x over here, they will cancel out. So we cancel them out like that. So then we'll be left with this multiplied by that. So 2 times sine x, it's going to be equal to 2 sine squared x, then plus this sine squared x. So if you have 2 sine squared x plus 1 sine squared x, you are going to find 3 sine squared x. And that is the final improve. Thank you so much for watching. I continue to invite you to please subscribe and press the notification button so that I keep updating you about very interesting mathematics questions. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Bye bye.